Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'll show you how to repot a majesty palm. I'll also discuss the soil that is needed for repotting and will share some quick do's and don'ts to follow right after repotting, so stay tuned. So here is my 3 feet tall majesty palm which I bought this year and kept it outdoors to ensure its growth and thriving. And as winter is approaching, I want to keep it indoors, but before that I want to repot it. As you can see, the top roots are pretty visible. They are all over, and some roots can be seen from the drainage, which indicates that this plant needs repotting. And before transplanting the majesty palm, it is crucial to understand the kind of soil it requires. These palms belong to the tropical rainforest of Madagascar, where they grow in sandy and loamy soil. So when we grow them as a house plant, we should provide them with well-draining and moisture-retentive soil. So therefore, here I'm using 40% coco peat as a base, and I'm going to be adding some perlite to improve the aeration around the root balls. You can use sand instead. It's anything is fine as long as it can make the soil more porous. And I'm gonna be adding 3 scoops of earth bomb castings, which are rich in nutrients, and it is also loaded with beneficial bacterial and microbes. To this, now I'm going to be adding 2 scoops of horticulture charcoal. So the activated carbon present in this horticulture charcoal enhances the soil fertility, also helps with drainage and aeration. And I'm also adding some vermiculite to help with, again, drainage and aeration. And at last, I'm adding some cement powder to avoid any bacterial or fungal issues. Here is a good water retentive and well draining, loaded with organic matters potting mix is ready. Let's begin the repotting. And here you can see this is the container I'm gonna be transplanting my palm, and it has good drainage holes, and probably it's a size bigger in diameter than this old pot. And I'm gently tapping around the sides and the bottom of the planter to loosen up the soil and roots so that it can come out easily without damaging the roots. And as you can see, it is packed with roots, and I'm gonna be removing the old soil as much as possible, and then gonna shift this plant into its new home. And also I'm using neem spray to avoid any pest or insects, as this palm was outdoors all through summer. So here I'm gonna be adding 2-3 layers of potting soil in the new container, as I want this palm tree to be at the same height as it was in its previous container. So generally we should keep in mind that while repotting, make sure to maintain the same height, or let's say the top root ball should be at the same level as it was in its previous pot. And now as the container is ready, but before moving this plant into its new container, I'm gonna be removing as much soil as possible without disturbing the root balls. And now here is this plant ready. I'm going to be placing it into its new container. You can see I'm just going to adjust the height. I think it's better now. I'm going to backfill the empty spaces with this new soil. And remember, while handling these heavy plants, repotting these heavy trees, make sure to hold them tightly so that they stand firm in the center. And while backfilling the empty spaces, make sure to just shake the planter a little bit to adjust the soil all around the root balls and eliminate any air pockets. Alright, so here is my palm tree all set in its new home. And now once the repotting is done, it's time to water your plant thoroughly. I would always recommend after repotting, right after repotting, Water your plant thoroughly, which means you should allow the extra water to drain out from the drainage. And when you water this way, what happens is that the bottom roots get enough moisture. It eases their ability to access essential nutrients and also minimizes the stress your plant might be having during the whole transition from old to the new pot. And also it prevents your tree or plant from toppling over in its new container. So now I have finished off repotting my tree and I'm pretty confident that it is free from pests and insects. So now I'm bringing it indoors and placing this nursery container or pot in a beautiful cover pot. Last, I would suggest some do's and don'ts that you should keep in mind when repotting your tree. Number one is water it thoroughly right after repotting. Second thing is place this tree in a bright location and avoid direct sun right after repotting, as the harsh sunlight can stress this plant during its recovery period. Maintain proper humidity. It's really important as majesty palms thrive in humid environment, and to support its recovery after repotting, you should always increase humidity around the plant by misting it regularly or placing a humidity tray nearby would also help it. And for don'ts, I would say do not fertilize immediately after repotting your plant. At least avoid fertilizing your tree for about a month. Don't disturb the roots unless it's really important. And third thing, do not overwater, which means once you repot, water your plant thoroughly and then wait until the top 2 to 3 inches of soil dries out completely before you water it next time. And follow these simple steps. Your repotting process will be easy, and I hope your majesty palm will thrive in your home for long. And if you really like this video, give it a like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay happy and happy planting.